And hi again, everybody. Welcome back here to Halliwell Field, Game 3 of Elimination Friday, as we get ready to get going here, as it's the Wolverines taking on the Razorbacks. Coming up here in just a couple of minutes as the Wolverines are on the field going through their warm-up tosses as their starting pitcher, Cale Kidman, on the mound. As let's see if we can duck in some lineups here for you, as the Razorbacks from Pocatello will be coming to the plate first, and they will be the visiting team here in this contest, as they will be the lower-ranked team here against the Wolverines. Starting lineups brought to you by Heritage Auto in Evanston. First for the Razorbacks, Russ Scott will lead off. He is in right field. Case Bowman is the center fielder. Joshua Wild is in left. It'll be Dayton Paulson at third base. C.J. Short will be the shortstop, and he will bat fifth. Cody Smith will be the first baseman who hits sixth. It'll be Taylor Adams to do the catching, batting seventh. Caden Adams Taylor Adams is the designated hitter, batting seventh. Caden Adams is the catcher. He'll hit eighth. And then Braden Shepard is the second baseman. He'll hit ninth. We'll give you the Wolverines lineup when they come up in the bottom half of the inning. So here's the first pitch to Scott. It's up high. Ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. Next pitch to home to Scott, and misses down and in. But he gets the strike call, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. For the Wolverines, they were 2-1 in pool play. Check that. I should say that for the Razorbacks, they were 2-1 in pool play. And the pitch rolled foul at home plate. And it'll go to 1 ball and 2 strikes. For the Wolverines, they were 3-0 in pool play as they come into one of the higher ranked teams here in the Gold Division. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to count on Scott to lead off here in the top of inning number 1. As the pitch is going to be lined by the first baseman. He got a glove on it. They'll throw back to first, not in time. So Scott will reach on an infield hit. And with the leadoff man on, that'll bring up Case Bowman, the center fielder.
It's a good job by both the second baseman and pitcher to play their position still and still get over there. Made it close, but unfortunately it just hit off the glove, which means that it's going to be really slow.
Temperature still climbing here as we get into the midday hour here at the ballpark. As they look back over at first, Bowman waiting in the pitch home, as that's going to be inside. And it's ball 1 ball and no strikes. As trying to get my cell phone to cooperate here for a minute. As the next pitch home swung on and missed, and it's a 1-1. Official start time of the game, 3:35, so just a couple of minutes late after that previous game ran a little bit long. Ball and a strike to count on Bowman. Scott over at first as that pitch is up and in and hits him.
Well, you're the lower seed. Take anything you can get, and now you got 2 runners on, nobody out.
So the hit batter kind of gets them off to a good start here in the top of inning number 1.
Jordan Wild.
Jordan Wild will now come up. Wild, the left fielder, up there to hit with 2 on and nobody out. Sunny, warm, 89 degrees at game time. First pitch bunted, down to get it as the pitcher. He can't handle it, and the bases will be loaded.
Again, this is a perfect start if you're the Razorbacks, getting everybody on base, nobody out. You got your 4 slot up.
Kidman came down off the mound and kind of stumbled as he reached down to pick up the ball. Ended up pushing it over into foul territory, and by the time he could pick it up, everybody was safe and the bases are full.
Now batting number 1, Dayton Paulson.
So here's Dayton Paulson. Paulson's the third baseman. And the first pitch to him is a fastball that's over for a strike, and it's 0-1.
This would be huge to get an early lead out there.
Kidman, the big right-hander, he'll rock and come home as that pitch again over for a strike, and it's 0-2. So trying to wiggle his way out of trouble now after getting himself into some. As he jumps ahead, no balls and 2 strikes, and the 0-2 offering. It's hit in the air to left field, hit pretty well. Kroc goes back, it's going to be over his head. It's off his glove. 1 run will come in. Here comes Bowman to the plate. He will score, and it's 2-0 on a 2-run double by Dayton Paulson.
Yeah, that seems to work out pretty well there. Already on the board as the 7 seed against the 2, and still nobody out.
So 2 runs home. That's the third hit of the inning. And now here's the shortstop, C.J. Short, is going to come up. Short with runners at second and third. They'll bring the infield up at the corners. And the first pitch to Short hit foul over off of the first base side, and it's 0-1. On Short. Runners take their leads, and the next pitch is a ground ball toward the shortstop. That is Jensen who has it, and he'll go to third and get the out there.
I don't know why he was going there.
I don't know why he was going either. But Short ends up with the hitting into the fielder's choice, picks up an RBI, and it is Paulson who is out 6-5, and that is the first out of the inning. So here comes Cody Smith. Smith playing at first base. First ball swing, slices it foul along the right field line, crossing into foul territory and making the catch is the right fielder Thompson, and fires it back in with no advancement.
He almost looked to throw it back to first, but no one was there covering. It wouldn't have mattered. I don't think he would have gotten it back in time, but it's a good play to be over there. He was shading that right field line anyway.
Now batting number 11, Kyler Adams.
So here is Kyler Adams, the designated hitter, as he takes the first pitch, a little low, ball 1 ball and no strikes. Runner at first base is all. 3 runs in here in the top of the first. As the next pitch, fastball for a strike, and it's 1-1. So a ball and a strike, and the wind continues to blow. No clouds in the sky as they go to first base, and hopping back on the bag over there is Short. As we saw earlier in the day, the high sky, the wind, and the sun certainly issues during the last game, especially as the next pitch is up high to Adams, and it's 2 balls and a strike. So 2-1. Kidman works out of the stretch, sets at the belt. Here's the 2-1 offering, and that is going to be outside, ball 3, 3 balls and a strike. So 3-1 the count. And again, they go back to first base, and it gets away. And that's going to send the runner to second base as Kidman moves up on the throwing error.
And now you got a runner in scoring position, so base hit scores him. Makes it a 4-0 lead.
That's the first error of the inning. To go along with 3 hits, and the 3-1 pitch is up high, ball 4. So that'll bring up the 8th batter of the inning, and that'll be Caden Adams.
Number 13, Caden Adams.
So a walk, a hit batter, a fielder's choice. It's been a busy top of the first inning for Kidman. As the 8th hitter of the inning comes up, Caden Adams, who's doing the catching today. And the first pitch to Adams with runners at first and second, half swing, but he goes too far, and it's 0-1. Center fielder Dahl playing especially shallow. More shallow than the other two outfielders. As that pitch over for a strike, and it's now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. As Adams climbs back in. 3-0. Razorbacks in the top of the first inning here as that pitch is on the corner, strike 3 called. And finally, the first inning comes to an end for the Wolverines, but not before the Razorbacks get 3. 3 runs on 3 hits. There was an error, and they leave a couple of men on base as well here in the top of inning number 1. We'll go bottom 1. Razorbacks lead 3-0 as the Wolverines come up for the first time on the My Local Radio Sports Network and on MyLocalRadio.com.
Distracted driving is dangerous, but some people just can't seem to help themselves. There's the steering wheel propper, the sneak a peeker, the fast roller, the night lighter. And it's not long until they become the fender benderer, the got a ticketer, the veering off the road, the driver who kills someone. Enough with the phones already. Just put them down.
At Reese Auto Service in Lyman, you will find highly skilled mechanics who will get the job done right the first time. They work on anything from light line jobs of tire alignments, suspension work, and oil changes to heavy line jobs of engine replacement, differentials, and all powertrain components. Make sure all your recreational vehicles are working at top speed by getting them checked at Reese Auto Service in Lyman so your time having fun doesn't end early. Reese Auto Service, 541 State Highway 413, Lyman.
All right, not a bad start for the Razorbacks. Let's give you the Wolverines lineup as they come up for the first time here. And their lineup brought to you by Heritage Auto of Evanston. As Nate Dahl will lead it off, he is the center fielder. Ripken Jensen's the shortstop, he'll bat second. Brady Croak is the left fielder, he'll hit third. Cale Kidman, the starting pitcher today, hits in the 4 spot. Tyson Smith, his catcher, will hit 5th. Sam Swan will bat in the 6th spot, he is the first baseman. Jackson Christian will hit 7th. Ben Thompson, the right fielder, bats 8th. And then Maddox Jensen will bat number 9 for the Wolverines. 3 runs in the top of the first inning for the Razorbacks is not a bad start.
No, not at all, and especially given you're the upper seed, you want to try and attack early. And funny enough, I was talking with one of these Razorback coaches before this game, actually a couple games ago now, and we had mentioned how Hillcrest here had been very, very solid in a lot of different ways. But the bigger thing that you look at is they've never really been behind. They never got kind of knocked in the chin. Well, guess what? That's exactly what the Razorbacks just did. Knocked them in the chin. How do they respond? Do they come back? That's where you find out. For the Razorbacks, you've already had 2 lower seeds win. Could we make it 3?
Yeah, it's been an interesting day. Start talking about elimination games, and all of a sudden the lower seeds able to come up with victories as the Razorbacks are 1-2 in the round robin portion of the tournament and come out and jump out to an early lead. So here's Nate Dahl, the leadoff for the Wolverines. He is the center fielder. As we wait a moment, as we that last warm-up toss from McCaslin, he went to the backstop, so one plate umpire had to go back and get the ball, and now we're ready to go. Lefty-lefty matchup in the first pitch here of the bottom of the first inning. McCaslin's breaking ball is over for a strike, and it's 0-1.
Great pitch there on the first one, just a slider that gets the outer part of the zone. Started at the body.
Next pitch from McCaslin. Comes back fastball and paints the outside corner, and it's 0-2.
That is sequencing. Slider away, fastball in the same exact spot.
Now the 0-2 offering. Breaking ball sliced toward left center. Coming over in a hurry, but they're not going to get it. It's going to fall in for a hit. Dahl, he will fight a pitch off that was up and a little in and singles to left center field. as the leadoff man's aboard here in the bottom of the first inning.
I don't mind that pitch in 0-2. I'd like you to throw a slider away, something in the dirt. See if you can get him to chase there, just because I like the fastball up, don't get me wrong, but I think that's more of a 1-2 pitch, and it right there got just kind of fisted out in the outfield.
Yeah, that's just kind of a little show-me pitch over the middle of the plate, and you turned it into a hit. So here is the Ripken Jensen, who is the shortstop, and takes the first pitch down, ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. So McCaslin, the left-hander rather, stands out there on top of the bump, comes set at the belt, looks over at first base, holding, now comes home with a slide step, and it's sliced along the left field line. It's going to be foul ball, and not by much. If that fell foul, it wasn't by more than about 6 inches.
Yeah, it was not exactly a close thing at all. Or it was a close thing, rather.
So 1 ball, 1 strike. Jensen waiting for the runner to get back to first base. Now looks back to down to the third base coach as he's going through all of his numbers, and as they yell out their signals. They hardly don't deal out signs anymore. They just yell out numbers as McCaslin goes to first base. And they yell out the numbers, and the batters look down and they have the wristbands on, and they have the corresponding numbers on their wristbands. Breaking ball stays up and in, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
I like that pitch.
McCaslin, who's a local guy, of course, playing for the Pocatello team. He went to Century, so he's used to playing on this field. This is where they played all of their regular season games here at for Century High School. Left-hander comes set again. Kind of a slight frame left-hander, and really conjures up the memory as a ground ball to second, as they thought about going for 2, but the second baseman boots it, and it has to go pick it up, and everybody's safe.
Yeah, again, you have the runner kind of crossing your path as soon as that ball is coming, so it really takes a level of concentration to watch that ball through the runner.
Brady Cook.
That'll go as an error against the second baseman, and that'll bring up Brady Cook, the left fielder. So Cook at the plate, runners at first and second, still nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. Kind of brings up a bunt situation here for Cook. He shows bunt, pops it up, diving and making the catch. Heck of a play by the catcher, Smith, as he ran about 3 steps up the third base line, laid out and caught the ball in foul territory, but it's still an out.
Put your body on the line. What a play. That's huge now and gives you 1 out. Now a double play ends the inning.
As Jerry Coleman would say, you can hang a star on that one. So here's Cale Kidman, the pitcher, as the first pitch off speed on the outside corner for a strike. Drawing a comparison, when you look at Derek McCaslin, he brings up memories of Jimmy Key. Slight left-hander, good smooth motion, and can absolutely paint the corners as the next pitch is swung on and missed, and it's now 0-2. Time called as the shortstop Scott needs to kind of cinch his shoe up a little bit, now trying to direct traffic as he steps up in front of Dahl as he gets his lead away from second base, just kind of interfering with him, and now retreats to his position as the 0-2 pitch is popped up along the right field side. It's going to drift out of play, and it stays at 1-2. 1 out, bottom of the first inning. Couple men on base. And the number 4 hitter, Kidman, behind in the count with no balls and 2 strikes, and takes that pitch, breaking ball in on the knuckles, and it's now 1-2. Center fielder Bowman a few steps over into right center, a little bit of an opening in left center for Kidman, and takes that pitch high, and he evens the count now with 2 balls and 2 strikes. McCaslin, 2-1 this year with centuries. That ball is swung on and missed. It gets away, and that means everyone's going to move up.
He's out, though, because first base was occupied.
Yes, it was. So that will be out. So Kidman strikes out. That is the second out of the inning.
Now batting, number 2.
And that'll bring up the catcher, Tyson Smith. First strikeout for Derek McCaslin. So here's Tyson Smith. Hitting from the right side, runners at second and third. As the pitch is hit foul back into the screen. Dahl's at third, Jensen at second. They have one out on the board. It's actually 2 outs. McCaslin ready, and that's going to be lined to center as it's going to be in for a hit. It'll get 1 run in. Here comes Jensen to the plate. The throw is offline, will be cut off. It's a 2-run single for Tyson Smith and gets them back to within in the game at least, as it's now 3-2.
Yeah, it's a big hit there with 2 outs, and for the Razorbacks, kind of a backbreaker in some ways, because you were thinking, well, this inning hasn't gone what you wanted it to, yet you still come out of here with a 3-0 lead.
So here now is Sam Swan to hit as he'll step in from the left side. 2 outs and a man at first, and Swan at the plate. First ball swinging, hits it in the air to left, right along the line, foul ball. So everybody will come back and we'll do it all again. McCaslin, who appeared in 8 games for the Century Diamondbacks this year, he was 2-3 on the year. Check that, 2-1, I should say, with an ERA of just over 6 at 6.18. Gave up 15 runs on 17 hits in 11 1/3 innings of work. As he's going to go to first base and back to the bag over there, diving back in is the runner Smith. So for McCaslin, who just completed his senior year, he'll move on and see what's next for him. Breaking ball. That is going to be outside. And it's a ball and a strike here on Sam Swan. Holding again, McCaslin still holding, and comes home now. Ground ball, got a glove on it, did McCaslin. They'll go the short way, they'll get the force, and the inning is over. However, the Wolverines bounce back and get a couple of runs for themselves. They get right back into the game as we will go to the second inning. After an inning complete, it's the Razorbacks 3, the Wolverines 2 on the My Local Radio Sports Network and on MyLocalRadio.com.
Out here, we've always worked remote. Out here, stress usually refers to the pull on a rope. Where a stroll in the city is also a stroll in the great outdoors. Where work is a way of life, and life is good. Out here, the backyards are big, and the deals, they're even bigger. This is southwestern Wyoming, and it's where you can get the biggest deals on a vehicle you want with plenty of hometown hospitality. Heritage Auto, your hometown dealer with the biggest deals.
Friends don't let friends drink bad coffee. Come visit For Pete's Sake for fresh-made coffee, an amazing menu of home-cooked meals, and great company. Visit For Pete's Sake on the corner of 9th and Main, downtown Evanston.
The third base coach for the Razorbacks was headed over to coach third base. Home plate umpire comes over and says, you can't go over there with that bucket hat on. You have to have a helmet. So Chris Stickle had to go back and get a helmet. Now he's going to make his way down to third base anyway. And today's game is brought to you by our friends at Modern Woodsman Financial of America, with locations all over the tri-state area, including Brigham City, Tremonton, Logan, Vernal, Evanston, and Diamondville. Is waiting still for the catcher to get his gear on and come out and get ready as Cale Kidman still standing out there waiting patiently before he can even start throwing his warm-up tosses. So this is the thing where the umpire really needs to take charge, where somebody needs to come out and start to warm up the pitcher.
Yeah, it just kind of creates time that is wasted. And a game that has a time limit, it's not exactly the best thing to do.
Exactly my point. It's been almost 3 minutes now since the final pitch of the bottom of the first inning was played, and he's only thrown 2 warm-up tosses.
Yeah, that's not great.
So Kidman throws the last one to the backstop as they throw the ball through, and we'll go to work here in the second inning. Branson Shepard is the second baseman for the Razorbacks as he will lead off. And he's the number 9 hitter. He's the only guy in the lineup who did not hit in the first inning. So here is Shepard to lead off. Then back to the top of the order, Scott and Bowman. First pitch misses outside low, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Next pitch home to Shepard. Again, misses outside this time as Kidman falls behind. 2-0. Outfield straightaway here against Shepard to lead off the second as the number 9 hitter. The pitch misses inside and low again. Ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. That's the part that makes it tough. You know, you have what you consider to be a smaller number 9 hitter, and you think you can just get him to put a ball in play, be able to make an out, but then you open the inning by throwing 4 straight out of the strike zone. You put him on 4 pitches.
Now batting number 14, Ruger Scott.
Second walk issued by Kidman. Now we go back to the top of the order. And Ruger Scott will come up. He is the right fielder, but not before we're going to get a visit from the pitching coach to come out and talk to Kidman, which gives us a chance to remind you that today's game is brought to you by our friends at Evergreen Financial Partners. As looks like we're going to have a pitching change already here in the second inning. We got guys running in and out.
Yep.
As indeed, we're going to have a pitching change as we got guys running everywhere to go change gloves, go change positions. Tell you what, let's duck into timeout. We'll come back and we'll tell you who the new pitcher is right after this on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
When shopping for a new home or property, it's important that your realtor works to make the whole process simple. Serving customers for almost 20 years, the professional agents at Bridger Valley Realty will provide you with the information and resources you need to keep it simple without missing a step. Shopping for the perfect home or property can be a lot of fun.
Trust the Valley's proven realtors. Stop by and see us today.
On your way to Flaming Gorge or the Uinta, stop in at the store, formerly known as the Cash Store in Fort Bridger, to top up on gas or grab those last-minute snacks. Visit the store today in Fort Bridger, Wyoming. The store is proud to support the students of the Bridger Valley.
When you're looking for great deals on a vehicle, you'll find them at Rocky Mountain Yeti in Evanston. With 2 locations to serve you, let your adventure start here. Rocky Mountain Yeti in Evanston, legend driven.
When you have an appointment with the dentist, it's reassuring to know that you're going to be seen by experienced, well-trained professionals. At Bear River Dental in Evanston, Dr. Lester, Dr. Owens, and Dr. Welch check every box. Plus, they're really nice people. Their passion to provide excellent dental care is reflected in everything from state-of-the-art equipment to professional, hard-working staff. Choose the professionals at Bear River Dental, serving patients of all ages. Call today to schedule an appointment.
Helpful, friendly, and knowledgeable, the staff at Kazine's Ace Hardware is ready to assist with any home improvement project. Kazine's Ace Hardware, the helpful place, has expanded their store and inventory to meet your every need. Next time you're updating, painting, or maintaining your home, or you're in need of small engine repair on your lawnmower, chainsaw, or snowblower, visit Kazine's Ace Hardware at 800 Front Street in Evanston.
Out here, we've always worked remote. Out here, stress usually refers to the pull on a rope. Where a stroll in the city is also a stroll in the great outdoors. Where work is a way of life, and life is good. Out here, the backyards are big, and the deals, they're even bigger. This is southwestern Wyoming, and it's where you can get the biggest deals on a vehicle you want with plenty of hometown hospitality. Heritage Auto, your hometown dealer with the biggest deals.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
It's lunchtime, and I'm stuck at the office.
Jackalope, the big game is on. I can't miss it just to pick up groceries.
Jackalope.
Mom, I need supplies for my school project.
Jackalope.
Doing the hopping for your shopping. Jackalope Delivery, 307-679-7174.
Jackalope.
Well, after the extended break, it's Jackson Christensen who comes in to pitch. As we told you, we had guys running all over the place. One of those was Christensen, who had to go in and change his shoes to be able to pitch. And we'll tell you that story coming up here in just a second. We also had Tyson Smith, the catcher, who went into the dugout for an extended period for some reason, and finally came back out, and then finally started to warm Christensen up, as nobody had come out to catch him to throw his warm-up tosses. So it had taken a while, but finally ready to get back to work here, as it is Scott, and he takes the first pitch up high, ball one ball and no strikes. Scott singled, scored a run in the first inning, as Jackson Christensen replaces Kidman. As that pitch over for a strike, and it's 1-1. Kidman went an inning plus, gave up 3 hits, a couple of walks, a strikeout, and hit a batter. The 3 runs in the top of the first inning, plus he's still responsible for Shepard over at first base. He's going to go over there and chase Shepard back. Now the story of why Jackson Christensen had to go back to the dugout before he could start warming up. While he's playing in the field, as he was the starting third baseman, he's wearing spiked cleats off speed pitch, swung on and missed, and it's 1-2. To get onto the synthetic surface mound here at Halliwell Field, you're not allowed to wear spikes. So he has to go in, change his shoes, and then get back out there. That takes a little bit of a lengthy process, as it's going to be ground ball to third. It's booted by the third baseman, and everyone's going to be safe.
Well, the ball will find you when you're new to that position. That was Maddox Jensen, who was at second originally, had to go to third when the whole switcheroo stood around. I honestly don't know where anybody is at this point.
I'm not sure at the moment either, because I still got a couple of guys on
I don't know where the pitcher
original lineup. We're not sure where they went. I'm not sure where Kidman went either, for that matter.
Maybe he's out. I don't know.
Runners at first and second, and here is Bowman, who's going to bunt, and he bunts it foul, and it's 0-1.
Is that 15 over there?
So 2 on, nobody out. As it's Shepard at second, Scott over at first, and Case Bowman at the plate. He's the center fielder. They're going to bluff back. Nope, they're going to throw to second base, and not in time as the ball was shortstop, dropped the ball.
I think he catches it, he's out.
You could be very well right. So we're about 20 minutes in already here in the top of the second inning. Of course, I joke, I kid, to play on, and now they go back to first base and to try to backpick the runner over at first.
You joke, it's not wrong. It's 4:08. We've been playing for almost 30 minutes, over 30 minutes.
As they want to try any kind of a play other than trying to throw a strike and get a guy out, as again they bluff back to second base.
What was the game start time? 3:35?
3:35. The next pitch, they show bunt, and Bowman takes it low, and it's a ball and a strike. If I'm the home plate umpire, I'm having a conversation in between half innings. The ball's bunted, and that's going to be a fair ball. It was touched in fair ground. Now they got nobody ran. They got a force at third base, and he is out at third. So nobody ran on the bunt. It was touched in fair territory, and the out at third, and Coach Stickle is absolutely incensed as he wants to talk to the base umpire who called the man out. So it is Shepard who's going to be out 3, 4, 6, 5.
Man, Christensen may just become one of the luckiest pitchers in the game right there. Gets 2 free outs, basically.
As they go to first base, and diving back to the bag is Bowman. So they end up getting a double play out of it, as Ruger Scott was also forced at second base. As that ball popped up, right straight up, it's Smith looking up into the sun, didn't have a chance, and it's going to be a foul ball. Remember, we talked yesterday about being able to play properly a foul ball if you're a catcher. Well, Scott threw the mask away and looked up into the sky and did 2 circles trying to figure out where the ball was going to come down. And it landed in the left-hand hitter batter's box, and he never touched it. So 0-1 the count. As again they go back to first base. So they get the unconventional double play. Bowman ends up reaching on the force play as he's over at first base now with 2 outs. As the pitch over for a strike, and it goes to 0-2 on Jordan Wild. As the next pitch is going to be pulled toward the hole into left field for a base hit. So they get back to where they were at the beginning of the inning with runners at first and second. Now with 2 outs, however, and it'll bring up Dayton Paulson here with 2 outs. So the hit is the second of the inning, 5th overall in the game here for the Razorbacks. 2 on and 2 outs here in the top of the second. As, again, Christensen not ready to come home, backs off. Now climbs back up on top of the hill again as Paulson all the time waiting, and the first pitch is a fastball that's over for a strike, and it's 0-1.
How this inning changed. I mean, if you imagine that bunt falls foul or they realize it's fair, I mean, what would be happening right now?
Christensen's 0-1 offering is hit foul, and it's 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. 3-2 as the teams punch and counter punch in the first inning, and here we are in the top of the second. And the 0-2 pitch on the way is high and away. Now they throw back to first, and again the back pick, and they got the guy picked off as they throw back to second base, and the shortstop dropped the ball, and everyone's safe.
Wow.
It'll go as an error because of Bowman ends up over at third.
That's what hasn't happened this inning. shoes changed, fair balls being touched.
So the shortstop will draw an error for dropping the ball because it allowed Bowman to safely reach third base. So now there's runners at the corners. A ball and 2 strikes. As the next pitch home is swung on and missed, and all of that nonsense and craziness, and the inning comes to an end as Paulson strikes out. No runs, couple of hits, an error, and 2 men left on base in the inning for the Razorbacks. We'll go bottom 2, 3-2 Razorbacks on the My Local Radio Network and on mylocalradio.com.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
It's lunchtime, and I'm stuck at the office.
Jackalope, the big game is on. I can't miss it just to pick up groceries.
Jackalope.
Mom, I need supplies for my school project.
Jackalope.
Doing the hopping for your shopping. Jackalope Delivery, 307-679-7174.
Jackalope.
All that, the Wolverines able to get out of the inning by posting a 0, and it stays 3-2 as we go to the bottom of the second inning, and you can now officially close the book on Cale Kidman as he allows the 3 runs in the first inning, and that is all. So he goes an inning plus, 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, a strikeout, and a hit batter. And we will finally go to the bottom of the second inning. It'll be the bottom third of the order here for the Wolverines. Jackson Christensen, Ben Thompson, and Maddox Jensen. So here is Jackson Christensen, who was the third baseman, came in to pitch, and we've already chronicled his story in the top of the inning. So here's Christensen up there for his first at-bat today. As the pitch home from McCaslin is up high, ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. You know, when all that craziness started, we were going to try to tell you about our friends at Evergreen Financial as the pitch swung on and missed, and it's 1-1. Evergreen Financial helping bring you today's game. When you're working on and planning your financial future, they are the experts to turn to at Evergreen Financial. Ground ball toward the shortstop. That's Scott. He flips it across, and it is in time for the out. Great stretch over there at first base by Smith.
Yeah, I think the stretch actually may have helped him out in that instance.
So there's 1 out, and here's Ben Thompson. So Evergreen Financial with 2 offices, including one here in Pocatello at 450 East Day Street, suite number 450, and a new location in Preston where they've had their office for years at 713 South 4th East, suite 200 is their new location. And when they are open there now as the first pitch here to Thompson is taken for ball 1. You can set your appointment online to see them and talk to them and set your financial future as well, as the pitch is inside and hits Thompson as he heads down to first base. So first hit batter for McCaslin, as he being Thompson now at first, and brings up Maddox Jensen. So if you wanted to contact Evergreen Financial, do by email. You can do that online at evergreenfinancialpartners.net. So here's the number 9 hitter, Maddox Jensen. Runner over at first base, 1 out here in the bottom of the second. McCaslin ready, comes home and deals that one just off the outside edge, and it's 1 ball with no strikes. Nate Dahl, the center fielder, waiting on deck as that next pitch, as he paints that outside corner. I tell you what, he lives on the black.
Yeah, that's where he's finding success thus far. So, I mean, hey, if it works, it works.
Now the 1-1 pitch from McCaslin. As he holds. Nope, he's going to go to first base first. And diving back to the bag over there is Ben Thompson. Now McCaslin ready, and he's going to go back to first again. Maybe these guys have heard of the pitch clock. The 1-1 pitch misses outside. 2 balls and a strike.
I don't think they go well if that outside into Legion.
I've never heard of a pitch clock being instituted in Legion ball before, but I tell you what, I'm becoming a fast supporter. The 2-1 pitch misses outside, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike.
Yeah.
Here's the 3-1. That misses down low again. And that'll be a walk, and it's going to send Maddox Jensen down to first base and bring up Nate Dahl.
Number 0, Nate Dahl.
So a hit batter and a walk. 2 on, 1 out. As Nate Dahl will come to the plate. First pitch to Dahl. He stands in there from the left side, misses outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. As this game is going to lull people to sleep. The 1-0 is over for a strike with a breaking pitch, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Straight away, the outfield, Wild, the left fielder, is playing fairly deep. He's looking to play the ball into the wind as the balls are going to be bunted up along the third base side, and that's going to go foul. And it's now 1-2 as Dahl trying to bunt for a hit and bunted it foul up along the third base side. So a ball and 2 strikes on Dahl, the center fielder. As the 1-2 pitch. It is on the corner, strike 3 called.
Great pitch. Slider just goes away, catches the black, and like you said, he's living on there. Pitch after pitch hits the edge.
So here's Ripken Jensen, who reached on an error and scored a run in the bottom of the first inning. Hit a ground ball to the second baseman with some weird rotation on it. It wasn't hit hard, but it spun it out right out of Shepard's glove as the first pitch misses outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. 2 on, 2 outs here in the second. As, again, that pitch misses outside, ball 2. Wolverines got 2 runs on 2 hits in the first inning. As that next pitch is going to be fouled away. It's now 2-1 on Jensen. You know, the moniker that they put on left-handers who work this way, the slow, deliberate motion, living on the corners, is usually considered to be a crafty left-hander as the pitch is high with the runners going, and both runners will move up on the pitch that almost went to the backstop. So a double steal as Thompson goes to third, Jensen goes to second, and they're now in scoring position in a 3-ball, 1-strike count here on Ripken Jensen, the shortstop. The 3-1 pitch is hit foul again off the third base side. Now runs the count full, 3-2. So when you think of crafty left-handers, you know, I mentioned Jimmy Key earlier. You think of people like I can see his picture, but can't think of his name at the moment. Guys who use that real slow time called as They called a balk. He started up with his foot, stopped, and then had started again. So the base umpire calls a balk, forces over the run, as now here comes the head coach for the Razorbacks, Chris Schickel, is going to come out and talk to the base umpire and get a definition of why he called the balk. But it allows the runner Thompson to come in, and that ties the game at 3. And Jensen moves up to third base where he's at there now with 2 outs.
Tie game?
Yep, the balk brings the run across. And I can tell you what he did. He started up with his foot, and he kind of slipped or was off balance, and he stopped and put his foot back down. So the runner at third and 2 outs, and a 3-2 count. McCaslin will go back to the windup here, and the 3-2 pitch on the way is going to be popped up in the middle of the infield. Someone's got to come and get it. It'll be the shortstop, Scott, to make the catch on the cut of the grass, and the inning comes to an end. But because of the balk, the Wolverines get a run, and they get even. 1 run in the inning on just 1 hit and a walk. And they also leave 1 on base as well. We're done with 2. It's the Wolverines 3 and the Razorbacks 3 on the My Local Radio Sports Network and on mylocalradio.com.
Hiking in the summer, hunting in the fall, and sledding in the winter are a vital part of living in Lyman, Wyoming. Visiting the Historic Heritage Park with its splash pad and updated playground are a must for summertime activities. Visit the new Frisbee Golf Course and make new memories with your family and friends. The town of Lyman is a quiet, peaceful place with some of the best residents in the state. Stop in today and make some new friends and memories that will last forever.
Dad, I feel like I got something in my eye.
Let me have a look. Natural protective features of the eye, such as eyebrows, eyelids, eyelashes, and tears, are not always enough. I've been helping people for 14 years removing anything from metal, glass, or plastic from their eyes. I've even removed a bug that flew into my own eye. At Uinta Eye and Vision, we can help you find the perfect eye protection for playing sports or performing hazardous work to help prevent eye injuries.
Call Uinta Eye and Vision today to schedule your appointment to protect your precious eyesight. Uinta Eye and Vision, 307-789-3937.
Well, a 3-3 tie as we head here to the top of the third. As the Wolverines able to get even. As Chris Schinkel, the head coach for the Razorbacks, still barking at the home plate umpire as he made his way over to the third base coach's box about that balk call that he did not agree with at all. So we go to the third. And C.J. Short will lead it off for the Razorbacks. He'll be followed by Cody Smith and then Tyler Adams. As first pitch hit in the air to right field, going back on the ball is the right fielder Thompson, and giving ground, able to make the play, and there's 1 out. 1 out, and that'll bring up Cody Smith. Smith fouled out his first time up.
17, Cody Smith.
So here is Smith, 0 for 1, and first pitch to him fouled away, and it's 0-1. As Christensen moving into his first full inning of work. As that pitch misses outside, a ball and a strike. Stands on the extreme first base side of the rubber, comes home. As that pitch popped up foul, first base side, that'll find over where the customers are, and it goes to 1-2.
Customers.
They get in for free, but they're customers. Third inning brought to you by Uinta Eye and Vision in Evanston. The 1-2. Off speed, breaking ball stays high as he kind of dropped his elbow and lost his release point. Instead of staying on top of the ball, when you drop your elbow, you get underneath it, and that ball just takes off and sails on you. The 2-2 pitch. His ground ball back up the middle. That's going to be into center field for a hit for 1 out as Cody Smith singles. That's his first hit of the game, and hit number 6 I have for the Razorbacks here.
Now step into the plate, number 11,
as Tyler Adams will come to the plate, who walked his first time up. So Smith over at first, and here's the pitch home, hit foul back into the screen. No balls and 1 strike. As we play in the top of inning number 3. This is game 3 of 5 here at Halliwell today as well. As the ball hit foul again off the first base side. Now it's 0-2. Coming up next here at Halliwell Field, it's actually going to be a silver bracket game. As
Stansbury and Wood River.
That'll be Stansbury and Wood River, which is a silver bracket game.
1-8.
The 1-8 matchup, as that pitch misses outside, it's 1-2. And then the nightcap coming up the end of the day, it's, that will be Rigby and can't read my own writing. Hillcrest.
Also 1-8 there.
As that will be about 8:30 tonight here at Halliwell. That pitch swung on and missed. So Tyler Adams chases a pitch maybe off the plate. That's the second out. And Caden Adams will now come up. Caden took a called third strike his first time up.
Number 13, Caden Adams.
So Cody Smith still stands over first base with 2 outs now. And Adams at the plate, and Christensen's going to throw the ball over to first base just to keep the runner close. Just a kind of a calling card. Just yeah, we know you're there. Make you dive back onto the bag.
Watch out! I'll get you. I'll get you.
First pitch hit foul off the first base line. That's going to hit to the parking lot, and it's 0-1 on Caden Adams. Outfield straight away, just kind of medium deep. I'm not sure the outfielders really know exactly where to play, as that pitch is down low and away, 1 ball and 1 strike.
On the same game, we've seen balls go to the wall and balls hit in between gaps.
Exactly.
You can't really pick a right spot.
The 1-1 pitch, that is on the corner. It's 1-2. Between the wood bat, where they can't judge how far the ball's going to go in the first place. And then with the wind, it's like trying to figure out where a ball's going to come down in Candlestick Park. As that pitch is outside and low, ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's the 2-2 offering. That's popped up, foul. That too is going to head to the parking lot. It stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. I mean, when I was much younger, I saw games at Candlestick, and the wind would have guys there absolutely tied in knots trying to figure out where to go. The 2-2. That one's hit into short right field. Second baseman going out, and he's there to make the catch for out number 3 as Adams pops up to end the inning. No runs, a hit, and 1 left for the Razorbacks, as we'll go to the bottom of inning number 3, the 3rd inning today, sponsored by Uinta Eye Vision, in Evanston, as we'll go to the bottom of the 3rd inning into 3-3 tie on the My Local Radio Sports Network and on mylocalradio.com.
Auto, home, life, renters, and business all have one thing in common. They all need insurance. Choosing the right agent is always hard. Choose the agent that takes a professional and individual approach to each client. At Farmers Insurance in Lyman, you will find that agent. Farrell is a down-to-earth person who loves hunting, fishing, and above all, his family. Come in and visit him and his friendly staff for a quote today at 37 Mountain Meadow Street, Suite B in Lyman.
At Y-Hi, we are with you is more than just 3 simple words. It encompasses the principles we live by to serve our members and local communities. So if you're looking to keep your banking relationships local with a partner who will always be there for you, look to us. We're Wi-Hi. We're Wyoming. We're with you. Visit yhi.org to learn how you can be a part of something bigger today.
All right, we move along here to the bottom of the third inning, and the Wolverines will send up the heart of the order here as they'll send up the 3, 4, and 5 guys. Brady Kroc, Cale Kidman's spot. I'm not sure if he's still in the game or not after the pitching change. And then Tyson Smith will also be due up in this half inning as well. So here is Brady Kroc, as he'll come up and hit from the right side, and McCaslin getting ready to go here into the bottom of the third after giving up that balk. That not sure he bought into the idea of what the umpires explained to him that he did that caused the balk, is the first pitch over at the knees for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Kroc was out on a great play by the catcher. His first time up as the 0-1 pitch misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kroc tried to bunt it in the air up along the third base line, and the catcher, Adams, dove and made the play. As that one's going to sneak past the third baseman and into left field for a leadoff single.
Now batting number 44.
So a leadoff hit. That's hit number 4 on the game for the Wolverines. Leadoff man is aboard. And Cale Kidman does indeed stay in the game as he comes up to home plate to hit here. He was a strikeout victim his first time up in the game. And they look over at first base, and now they're going to go over there. And the cat and mouse game is on again. Kroc over at first, has a pretty good lead, and now they got him picked off. The throw to first will go back to second. A bad throw, and allows Kroc to get under the tag. And as that ball sailed high to where the shortstop had to go up and get it, McCaslin jumped about 4 feet in the air in disgust because they had him picked off. That's an error against the first baseman, not a stolen base. So the runner moves up on the error. Ball and a strike here on Kidman as that pitch misses outside and high. They have 1-1 on the board, so I guess that's what we'll go with here.
That's what I got.
Okay. Now the 1-1 pitch. Kidman out in front of that off-speed pitch. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now the 1-2. Runner goes to third. The pitch is a called third strike. Throw to third, and he is safe. Apparently,
he dropped the ball.
He must have dropped the ball. So the runner steals third. Kroc did. As Kidman goes down on strikes.
Now batting number 2, Tyson Smith.
And now here's Tyson Smith with 1 out and a man at third base. Smith singled home 2 runs to get his team close in the first inning, and then was left over at third base in the first inning. As that first pitch is lined at third, it's caught, and the diving play back to the bag as getting back in time was Kroc. But Tyson Smith hits one right on the screws, but lines out to the third baseman for the second out.
What a play there, just to go and have the attempt to dive back, but I mean, he wasn't close enough to make the play.
So 2 outs and a man at third. Now here is Sam Swan, who reached on a fielder's choice his first time. as that first pitch is a breaking ball on the outside half for a called strike. I mean, Jimmy Key comes to mind watching McCaslin work. As, you know, in his later years, especially when he was with the Yankees. Guy who lived on the outside corner as the pitch is hit foul by Swan. That's 0-2. Frank Tanana, after he had shoulder and elbow problems when he was with the Tigers. The 0-2 pitch. That's going to be lined to center, and it's going to fall for a hit, and it's going to get the run in. So Sam Swan with a 2-out hit picks up the run as Cronk comes home to make it 4-3, and it's the first lead of the day for the Wolverines.
Now batting, number 26.
Pretty cool they got Sam Smith out here. He's a pretty popular artist, so
yeah,
crazy he's playing.
Sam Smith, Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs.
Oh.
Never mind. Go look that up on Google after the game. They go to first base, and Swan back to the bag. As again, they go back over there, and Swan dives head first back into the dirt. So here's the pitcher, Christensen, grounded out his first time up. As they come home, as a pitch misses outside, ball one ball with no strikes. There's the perfect example for those watching on mylocalradio.com that led to the balk. As you'll notice, McCaslin, he'll do like a lot of left-handers do. He'll bring his foot up and hold it up in midair. Unfortunately, the balk came when he was off balance. As that pitch misses outside, ball two. He put his foot up and got off balance.
So it never stopped.
And, well, he got off balance and then had to put his foot down to regain his balance to be able to come home. When he put his foot down, that's a balk. As the pitch misses outside again, ball three balls and no strikes. As the pitch is outside and he walks Christensen on 4 pitches. So Swan moves up to second. And with 2 outs and 2 on, here is Ben Thompson.
Now batting, number 3, Ben Thompson.
Thompson was hit by a pitch his first time and eventually came around and scored what was the tying run in the second inning. The first pitch to Thompson, breaking ball, misses down low, ball 1-0. I can hear you thinking. You're thinking to yourself, well, what about the guys who tap their foot in a windup? Completely different situation in a windup as compared to working out of the stretch. As the pitch misses again, ball 2 balls and no strikes. That's 6 in a row now thrown out of the strike zone by McCaslin.
I was trying to think of the hesitation guys, any of them hesitation to put down their foot, but none of them put it down, I guess. They'll leave it up.
Yes.
But he threw the pitch, so I'm trying to think back to the balk here, because he threw the pitch. So, did he just throw it when he came down, and therefore why is the balk? But my thought is, I guess he put it down and lifted back up.
Right. He ended up basically
restarting.
Up, down, and then back up again.
Yeah.
So it's a restarting situation as, again, the pitch misses outside, and it's ball 3.
So the way to get out of that would have been to fall and then step off? Or is that once his foot goes down, it's a balk?
Well, probably would have been a balk anyway. And I'll tell you why. Is that one's over for a strike. It's 3-1. As the 3-1 offering is down low, ball 4 on a bounce. He walks back-to-back hitters and loads the bases. So that'll bring up Maddox Jensen. As a left-hander, if you would have put his foot down or stepped back off the mound, he's already stepped toward first base. So that at that point he has to go to first. And since you can't bluff a throw to first base, if he steps off and doesn't throw, it's still a balk anyway.
So the only way to get out of that would have been to lose his balance and then throw to first. And then it would have been a balk.
Yeah, he would have had to throw the ball because he couldn't step off, lose his balance and not. He's already.
So once his foot down, he would have had he had to throw the first to avoid the balk in any situation.
Right, with his foot in the air, if he crosses over that leg, he's got to go to first base, or actually he's got to come home, I should say. And if he steps off and goes backwards, then it's a balk anyway. So it's just kind of a weird thing as Chris Schenkel goes out to the mound to talk to his entire infield, as probably McCaslin working as deliberate and gingerly as he is, and just kind of pick his way along here as he's walked the bases loaded with back-to-back walks. 1 run home already here in the inning as the Wolverines now have a 4-3 lead again. And here comes Maddox Jensen, the number 9 batter in the order, and the 7th man to hit here in the inning. As the first pitch here, breaking pitch for a strike, and it's 0-1. Here comes the 1-1 offering. Too far in. Woo, heck of a save there by Adams to keep it from going to the backstop. As that pitch was in around the shoe tops of Jensen. And Adams able to sprawl to his left, be able to keep that from getting away. The 1-1 pitch. That's hit up the middle. This should do the inning as it runs up the arm of the second baseman. It's his second error of the day, and it's going to cost him a run.
Not what you want to see there. Just could not find the ball, and he's not happy with himself.
Shepard has that one literally run up his arm as he waited for the ground ball. And it's going to cost him a run as Swan comes home from third. That's 2 runs home here in the inning. And it's 5-3. Bases remain loaded. Back to the top of the order, and Nate Dahl up there now. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside. Ball 1. Dahl singled, struck out, 1 for 2 in the game. The 8th man to hit in the inning. That pitch on the corner for a strike, and it's 1-1. Trying to direct traffic as they're trying to get the left fielder Walsh to move closer toward the line over in left field. As that pitch again in the dirt, knocked down by the catcher Adams. Then it's 2 balls and a strike. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and missed. Good swing by Dahl, but he couldn't come up with it. And the count evens at 2-2, and the 2-2 offering again, as that is up high. Ball 3 is again, he did that little pause in the middle of his delivery home, and it caused him to go high with the pitch. Here's the 3-2 offering. That's going to be hit at the second baseman. He handles this one, does Shepard. He'll throw to first, and it is in time for the out on a bang-bang play at first base.
That was closer than it needed to be.
Yes, it was, and Dahl is finally out, and they are out of the inning, but not before the Wolverines add 2 runs on 2 hits. There was an error in the inning, and they leave the bases full. We're done with 3. 5-3 Wolverines lead. We'll go to the 4th, the 3rd inning of today's game, of course brought to you by Uinta Eye and Vision in Evanston. We'll go to the 4th. 5-3 Wolverines on the My Local Radio Sports Network and on mylocalradio.com.
Hey, Dad, can I go play outside?
Yes, you can, but don't forget your sunglasses. Did you know that sunglasses with UV protection can help lower your risk of eye calluses, early cataracts, and macular degeneration? At Uinta Eye and Vision, we can help you find the perfect pair of prescription or non-prescription sunglasses from companies like Ray-Ban, Oakley, Maui Jim, and more. Call Uinta Eye and Vision today to protect your eyes from the sun.
Uinta Eye and Vision, 307-789-3937. Uinta Eye and Vision, 789 eyes.
Ready has provided safety and excellence in the industrial construction and support services since 1982. We have the crews and equipment for hydro excavation, dirt and equipment hauling, as well as produced and potable water hauling. We also offer septic tank cleaning services, portable toilets, and roll-off dumpster rentals for facility shutdowns, on location or for your next outdoor event. Call us today to discuss how we can help with your next project. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
Move along to the 4th inning, 5-3, the Wolverines leading, and looking over to to the other field, the other game going on at Hawthorne Field. It looks like the Rebels are leading 5-4 in the 4th inning with a lead over Rock Springs. So we'll go the 4th inning here as it'll be Branson Shepard to lead off, the number 9 hitter here for the Razorbacks. Then back to the top of the order, and Scott and Bowman. As a little team meeting going on at the mound here by the Wolverines, as now everybody will finally retreat back to their spots, and we're finally ready to go here into the 4th. Christensen comes home, first pitch sliced along the right field line. Thompson coming over, ball in the wind, but he's there to make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out, and it's back to the top of the order.
It's a harder play than it looks, especially right now with the sun kind of going toward that direction.
Yep, sun setting that way. The right fielder looking back into the sun, then having to play the wind with the wind pushing it a couple of different directions, and we go back to the top of the back of the order rather, and Ruger Scott, who has singled twice. He's 2 for 2. As that pitch is up high, ball 1. Scott, who was standing on base with that bunt that was pushed foul by Case Bowman. Actually, it was played by the first baseman in foul territory as he pops that ball up as Smith, the catcher, and you knew he was in trouble because the first thing he did was look at somebody else to come and get the ball. Yeah, as he looked up into the sun, didn't see it, and there was 4 different Wolverine players there to try to help him with it, and nobody could get it. It's a foul ball.
They could all be there to help, but you got to catch it.
So Bowman will climb back in. The crux of that story was Bowman was at first base, and when that bunt was pushed foul by the first baseman, then they had a force play on, and Bowman, who had to go all the way to third base, and he was out there anyway as he hits this ball in the air to left field, and Kruk able to put that away, and that's the second out.
Cooper Bowman.
So a couple of fly balls, no damage done, and with 2 outs, here is Cooper Bowman. As the first pitch to Bowman on the outside corner at the knees, and it's 0-1. Bowman was hit by a pitch and scored back in the first and hit into a fielder's choice. He was the guy that bunted that bunt that was pushed foul by the first baseman Swan and then turned into a forced double play. As the pitch again misses outside, and it's 2 balls and a strike. 5-3, top of the 4th. As the pitch called a strike just off the outside edge, so kind of a wide strike zone for our home plate umpire today. He goes back out there again, and Bowman knows that's going to be a strike, so he has to swing at it and goes down on strikes. And for the first time today, the Razorbacks are gone in order, 1, 2, 3. We're going to go to the bottom of the 4th after 3.5. It's 5-3, the Wolverines lead on the My Local Radio Sports Network and on mylocalradio.com.
We offer rebates on energy-saving products and equipment for our customers. For example, your home's heating and air conditioning system draws significant amount of electricity during certain times of the year. We offer cashback for heat pumps, which use energy-efficient technology to heat and cool your home. We also offer rebates on appliances and smart accessories like smart plugs and smart switches. Really, for anything that draws electricity in your home, we usually have some type of rebate to offer you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
When participating in sports, there's always a lot to talk about performing at the top of your game.
I'd like to expand on that and ask, how about performing at the top of your game in every part of your life? This is Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic. I offer solutions to help improve all aspects of your game called life. Pain management, migraines, allergies, emotional release, nutritional supplements based on blood tests, and improved athletic performance. To help you perform at the top of your game every day, call today to schedule an appointment in Evanston or in Kemmer. Hoover Chiropractic, 307-789-0043.
And today's game is brought to you by our friends at Heritage Auto in Evanston. Oh, we go to the bottom of the fourth inning.
Ripken Jensen.
As Ripken Jensen will lead it off, as they sent 8 men to the plate last inning, they being the Wolverines, and Jensen's the only guy that didn't get up there, so he'll lead off here in the fourth. Jensen, Kroc, and Kidman do up 2, 3, and 4. As the off-speed pitch, and he's out in front of it, and it's 0-1. Jensen also almost swings at that off-speed, slow off-speed breaking pitch like a softball player just trying to just put one into play and take it with him up along the first base line. His backside's headed toward first base. And next pitch is a ball, 1 strike. So he's looks like trying to slap a ball, but his backside's headed toward first base. Is that pitch over for a strike, and it's 1-2.
That's what softball players do a lot.
Yes, they do. Especially left-handed hitters. Try to keep a foot in the box. McCaslin ready. Next pitch, again, that big wide breaking pitch hit on one hop to the second baseman. Shepard has this one, plays it across in time for the out, and there's one out here in the fourth.
If the Razorbacks, you want to try and get back in the dugout quick here. You've had zeros on the board the past 3 innings now after scoring 3 in the top of the first. Got to get the bats going.
Well, and the bad part is you had opportunities to score until this last inning when you went down in order for the first time in the game. Here's Brady Crook. Crook popped up a bunt and then singled and scored in the third inning. As that pitch bounces up there, ball 1 ball and no strikes. Outfield straight away. Pretty good gap in right center field as the right fielder, Scott, is shading over toward the right field line just a little bit as that next pitch is over for a strike, and it's 1-1. Ready again. Here comes McCaslin with the 1-1 offering, and it is low. 2 balls and a strike. As McCaslin ready again, and the next pitch home, as that is over this time, and the count evens at 2-2. McCaslin working much faster after Chris Schinkel went out and talked to him last inning. As that pitch is a little high and away, so it runs the count full. He's still throwing lots of pitches and going very deep into the counts to most hitters, but he's doing it quicker. The 3-2. It is on the corner, strike 3 called.
There it is.
So they get the strikeout as McCaslin rings up the batter, and there's 2 outs. Third strikeout for McCaslin in the game.
With 2 outs, he's a chance here to finally get a 0 on an inning.
So here's Cale Kidman, who has struck out twice today and lines that ball into left field, base hit on the first pitch that he sees. So he picks up his first hit of the game. It's a 2-out single, and that's going to bring up Tyson Smith with 2 down here in the inning.
Now batting number 2, Tyson Smith.
Smith singled in the first, and his last time up, he hit an absolute blur at the third baseman that was caught and couldn't quite get the man back picked off over at third base. So here's Smith as they go for first base, and McCaslin back to the bag. I should say Kidman back to the bag. The other thing that McCaslin has to be careful of when talking about a balk is, as they go to first base, if he's going to go to first, he has to be careful that he can't take that front foot that he has up in the air. It can't go toward the plate and then bring it back and step toward first. If the foot goes toward the plate, it has to go home. As the pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-1. And the first toss that he made over to first base, it was close, as he kind of stepped halfway between home and first instead of stepping toward first base. That was a borderline pickoff move. As they go back to first base again, Kidman back to the bag. Holds, now comes back. Pitch hit foul again, back out over our heads, about toward the parking lot, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, that is a car.
Now you know why I don't park my car right there.
I don't know why anybody would park their car there. Seems silly. Asking for a dent.
2 outs, man at first.
Or worse.
Pretty good lead over there by Kidman. As McCaslin with a new ball takes his steps off, wants to rub it up just a little bit. So Kidman heads a step back toward the base. Now the pitch home. That's a ground ball wide of third. Played there by the third baseman. Plays it across inside for the out. Nice play by Polson. And Smith is out 5-3 for the third out here in the inning. No runs, a hit and 1 left for the Wolverines, and we are done with 4. We'll head off to the 5th. 5-3 Wolverines lead the Razorbacks on the My Local Radio Sports Network and on mylocalradio.com.
When you're looking for great deals on a vehicle, you'll find them at Rocky Mountain Yeti in Evanston. With 2 locations to serve you, let your adventure start here. Rocky Mountain Yeti in Evanston, legend driven.
Farming requires working with the right equipment. At Covelo Auto Farm Service, you will find the right size tractor, tractor accessories, cattle chutes, and calf corrals for all your farming needs. Covelos has all your auto needs as well. From fluids to belts to protection for your hands, they've got you covered. Covelos also offers a service center for your truck and tractors in one convenient location. Covelos is your one-stop farm and auto shop. Stop in and see them today at 80 Reese Road in Lyman. Covelos Auto Farm Service.
All right, we move here to the top of inning number 5. Dan Hubbard along with Jace Andrews, I should say, not Chase. Jace Andrews.
It's all right. Jace is sometimes, that's not the most common name.
As with you here from Halliwell Field, 5-3 the Wolverines lead. And for the Razorbacks, coming up here in the top of inning number 5, it'll be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Jordan Wild, Dalen Paulson, and then C.J. Short due up. As it is Jackson Christensen still out there on the mound, on in relief of the starter Kidman, who worked to 1 batter in the 2nd inning, so he went an inning plus. And will not figure in the final outcome at all. So here we go as Jordan Wild walks to home plate. So down by a couple of runs, time ticking away, and the outs ticking away as well, as we are just right at 5 o'clock, a minute after. So we're already an hour and a half in. So all of a sudden the time is going to become a factor here before too long, as the first pitch to Wild is hit foul back into the screen, and it's 0-1. 5:02 my watch says, as that pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-2. So we're coming up on the 90-minute mark in the 2-hour time limit. The 0-2 pitch popped up right side of the infield. It'll be the second baseman, says he'll take it, and he does. And that's the first out.
Next up,
So there's one out.
Dayton Paulson.
And Dayton Paulson will come up. Paulson doubled home a couple of runs in the first inning, and he's also struck out today as that pitch bounces up there from Christensen, and it's ball one ball with no strikes. Just a 2-run lead as they get a guy on base, and that one's pulled inside third and down the line. Paulson with a hard hit ball, they'll get it back in a hurry, so he has a 1-out single as he pulled that one past the third baseman.
Now hitting number 3, C.J. Short.
And that'll bring up C.J. Short. Short, who's 0 for 2 today, does have an RBI to his credit as he drove in a run with a fielder's choice back in the first inning. Big chopper, that's going to be over the mound. They'll flip the ball to second. There's one, back to first, not in time.
Did he say out?
Did he say out?
He pointed and said out. Yeah, they're both out.
Wow, he calls the double play. That is the most unenthusiastic double play call I think I've ever seen.
Okay.
But it's a 6-4-3 double play called by the base umpire, and they are out of the inning, and Chris Schinkel is hot again as that would call the double play, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. It's still 5-3. The Wolverines lead on the My Local Radio Sports Network and on mylocalradio.com.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
In the past, when you needed a crown, it took multiple appointments and a mouthful of goop to create a mold of your teeth. Those days are gone. Bear River Dental has equipment that gets your crown done in 1 appointment.
So this is the scanner for our same-day crowns, and as you can see, we go through, we scan it, and then we're able to design exactly what your crown's going to look like, and then we send that to the mill, and it's going to cut it out. It's going to look just like it's shown on the screen.
The same-day crown machine builds your new crown for a perfect fit. Same-day crowns are one of the many services offered at Bear River Dental in Evanston. Call today to schedule an appointment.
Sam Schwann will lead it off as we go to the bottom of inning number 5. He is 1 for 2 today as McCaslin ready to go again and comes home. The first pitch is bouncing up there, ball 1 ball with no strikes. Get action in the bullpen for the Razorbacks down in the right field corner behind McCaslin. So if he runs into any problems, he'll probably have a short leash here in this inning as that pitch rolled foul, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Swan reached on a fielder's choice back in the first, singled home a run and scored a run back in the third. 5-3, Wolverines on top. And next pitch, the breaking ball that kind of stays away from him and up and out of the zone a little bit as well. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Now the 2-1 on the way. That misses outside, ball 3 balls and a strike. So a big inning here as the Razorbacks need to get back up there in a hurry, and that's not the way they wanted it to start. And there's a 3-1 pitch, misses outside, ball 4. And down to first base goes Swan on the 3rd walk of the game by Derek McCaslin. So the leadoff man aboard. Here's the pitcher of record for the Wolverines, Jackson Christensen. Christensen, who was grounded out and also walked once as well. And they're going to go to first base. McCaslin, a little bit of a wild throw as Smith has to step across the top of Swan laying in the dirt to keep the ball from going into foul territory, but he does as the man stays over at first base. Now they look over to the coach, who's now dealing out the cards over there from the third base coach's box. He goes back over to first base, does McCaslin. Outfield straight away, infield back, looking for two. A little breaking pitch, that's over on the outside corner here to Christensen. And it's no balls and 1 strike. See if they got a play on again, as again the third base coach rolls through the signs over there. And here's the 0-1. It shows bunt. Fastball just missed the outside corner this time. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Whoever was throwing in the bullpen is now come and sat down for the Razorbacks, so would be ready if needed. McCaslin comes home, the 1-1 pitch. They show bunt, and they take the pitch high this time, and it's 2 balls and a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. McCaslin holding. Again, they show bunt, and they get the bunt down this time. McCaslin comes down, drops it, picks it up, throws to first in time for the out. As Swan will move up to second base as Christensen sacrifices him along. 1-3 on the putout. That's the first out of the inning as Swan moves up to second base. Now Thompson and Jensen will try to pick him up. Here's Thompson, singled and scored, came home on that balk call back in the second inning as they'll bluff back to second base, and Swan will go back to the bag, and then Thompson walked his last time up. So here's Thompson as they try to hold the runner close at second base, and the first pitch is a breaking ball over for a strike, and it's 0-1.
And the Razorbacks are sitting here thinking, you're starting to lose time, and 6th inning coming up. You really can't allow another run here. You haven't been able to score since the first inning, and you really don't want to have a 2-run lead turn to a 3-run lead and grow from there. So credit where credit's due. They've done a great job at corralling that after the third, but really need another scoreless here.
Next pitch waved at and missed, and it's 0-2.
And the bigger thing is, you just got to realize that it's 5-11, so you got 20 minutes left. So in theory, you got to kind of start going quick if you want those 3 outs in the 7th, if you think you're going to need them.
Yeah,
and obviously the mindset is to not need them, but
certainly the deliberate nature of how McCaslin works is not what they need out on the mound right now. Is they bluff back to second base again. All the time, Thompson waiting at the plate, no balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch. Lifted in the air to left field. There's Welsh. Circles over near the line, a few steps, able to make the catch, get it back in. That's the second out. First ball hit to Welsh in the air today. And now here is Maddox Jones with 2 down. Jones reached on an error and walked. 0 for 1 officially on the day. Up there now with 2 outs and little insurance run at second base. I say Jones, it's actually Jensen, my mistake. As that pitch misses down low and away, ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes.
I will say, McCaslin, obviously he's allowed 5 runs, but overall this has been a really solid effort.
Yes, it is. And if this was a game that was not a time limit based game,
this is perfect fine.
This would be an incredible outing. As the pitch is inside and hits him.
I kind of think you get lucky with that because he has to go back to second now. So
So
in some ways, if I'm a cast, I'm like, well, first base was open. There's 2 outs, and the runner doesn't move to third.
And now
I don't mind it.
and now you get the lefty-lefty matchup here as Dahl will come to the plate. And Nate Dahl, who singled and scored back in the bottom of the first inning, since then has grounded out and struck out. So 2 out, 2 on. And now here is Nate Dahl.
That's not going to help you earn calls there. Umpire to go pick up the own ball and not the guy on the on-deck circle.
So McCaslin is set to go to work. Lefty-lefty matchup, and comes home, and the first pitch stays up and in. And it's ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0 is on the corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Hit in the air, Betts hit into a right field. Right fielder going back. That's Scott. He's there and makes the catch, and the inning is over. Cheaply enough. No runs, no hits, a walk and a hit batter, and they leave a couple of men on base. So we'll go to the 6th inning. After 5 here this afternoon, it's still the Wolverines 5 and the Razorbacks 3 on the My Local Radio Sports Network and on mylocalradio.com.
What is Uinta BOCES #1? It's your community college to pursue your degree or certificate. It's high school equivalency. It's CPR and other workforce training. It's cooking and computer classes. It's 3D printers, vinyl cutters, and other free tools. We're many different things to many different people, meeting the education needs of the place we call home. So what is Uinta BOCES #1? That's for you to decide. Come see us today and let us help you make your educational dreams come true.
The tires you drive on matter. Tire quality and condition affect overall safety and how your vehicle performs. Having the right air pressure in your tires even affects gas mileage. Don't trust your tires to just anybody. Choose Freeway Tire to handle all your vehicle maintenance, including regular tire checks and rotation. When it comes to your vehicle, choose the team that really knows tires. Freeway Tire in Evanston. Stop in today.
We're through 5 innings here this afternoon. 5 runs on 5 hits and an error for the Wolverines. The Razorbacks 3 runs, 6 hits, and they have 2 errors in the game. So as we move along here to the top of inning number 6, it'll be Cody Smith, Tyler Adams, and then Carlin Adams due up here for the Razorbacks. Running short on time and running short of outs. First ball swinging is Cody Smith. Pops it up on the right side as the second baseman drops back to make the play. And there's 1 out. Today's game brought to you in part by Evergreen Financial Partners. When planning your financial future, trust the experts at Evergreen Financial Partners. They have offices in Preston and here in Pocatello as well. Pocatello, you can find them at 450 East Day Street, Suite 450, and in Preston at 713 South 4th East, Suite 200. Or you can find them online and set your appointment there as well at evergreenfinancialpartners.net. As the 1-0 pitch hit in the air by Tyler Smith along the right field side, dropping back and making the play there for the second out is the right fielder, Thompson, and there's quickly 2 outs. Did I move that camera?
No, you're good. We're good. Most of the time, I'm able to recognize it when it gets popped off a little bit. So I have the eye of it. I'm like, okay, I'm looking here. I think we're fine.
I just kind of pick it up a little bit and so put the live copy read underneath it so it doesn't blow away. So here's Carlin Adams, who's 0 for 2, popped up and took a called third strike back in the first inning, and the pitch from Christensen over here, and it's 0-1. As the Razorbacks went out in order back in the 4th inning, and Christensen gets the first 2 outs here and now jumps ahead of Adams, no balls and 2 strikes.
This is quick here, especially when you're down too late.
The 0-2 swung on and missed. He punches out the batter and punches out the side as well, as they are out in order 1, 2, 3. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Still 5-3 Wolverines lead on the My Local Radio Sports Network and on mylocalradio.com. With 25 years of successful industry experience, Mountain West Business Solutions looks forward to providing all of our customers with exceptional service, industry-leading technology, and a one-of-a-kind buying experience. Having your office equipped with the right technology makes all the difference in the world. With a lower cost per print, we will supply you with the right technology for the best price. Great people, great products, and great service. Mountain West Business Solutions.
Precision, the quality, condition, or fact of being exact and accurate.
Precision is important. Scoring the next point, making the perfect shot, getting the best score. And when you think of your dentist, you want precision to be the first word that comes to mind. That's why patients are so pleased with Dr. McKay Frankum. He provides precision family dentistry at reasonable prices to every patient. Dr. McKay Frankum, call today for an appointment.
Call Dr. McKay Frankum at 789-8910.
Well, the Razorbacks are gone in the top of the inning very quickly as they go out in order for the second time today, and we'll go along here to the bottom of inning number 6. And a new pitcher on here for the Razorbacks, as coming in to pitch is number 8. Not sure if we have that player or not here.
Let me go look here. Number 8, you said?
Yes.
Number 8 is going to be nobody. Oh, boy.
We're sure. Number 8, Boston Sorensen.
So Boston Sorensen is who they say.
I don't know.
I would trust the guy on the PA, Mike, because he knows, he sees this team. So Sorensen comes in as he will replace McCaslin, who went 5 innings, gave up 5 runs, but twirled a pretty good game. So here in the 6th, it'll be Ripken, Jensen, Brady Crack, and then K.O. Kidman due up here for the Wolverines. And just like the Razorbacks went out in order on a very few number of pitches, that's exactly what the Razorbacks need here as well. As the first pitch to Jensen misses down low, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. The next pitch home is missing down. Oh, they're going to call a strike for that one. He gets a strike on the outside corner at the knees, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Sorensen ready again. Next pitch, that's going to be slide around the left field line and coming over, and he's going to have to play it on a hop, Will Walsh. So it'll be a 1-out single here for Ripken Jensen. And for Jensen, that's his first hit of the game. He's now 1 for 4. So here's Brady Cook. Cook, nobody out, man aboard. Struck out his last time up, did single, and was also out on a great play by the catcher. So he's kind of an up and down day today, has Cook. As Sorensen, the right-hander, looks back behind him as Jensen starts to get a little conservative lead over at first base. Sets at the letters and comes home. Does Sorensen as the first pitch is slapped along the right field line. Coming over the right fielder, Scott, and in foul ground makes a fine running catch.
That was a great play. Moving over, had the sun in his eyes, wind blowing that tailing away. That's a big player here.
And that's the kind of out that they need here quickly on what would have been a foul ball and more pitches to Cook. Instead is a foul out to the right fielder. Now there's 1 out, and now here is K.O. Kidman. Kidman 1 for 3 as they go to first base, and hopping back on the bag over there is Jensen. Kidman, who singled his last time up, he's also struck out twice in the game. As the pitch is a breaking ball on the outside corner at the knees. Good pitch, and it's 0-1. Razorbacks kind of set for double play depth up the middle. They love to get a ground ball here out of Kidman. and see if they can turn two and get out of the inning. As they'll go to first base, and diving back on the bag is Jensen. If you're looking forward to the 7th inning for the Razorbacks, they'll have the number 9 hitter Shepard, then back to the top of the order in Scott and Bowman. As the pitch bounces up there, gets away from the catcher, and down to second base will go Jensen on the wild pitch.
There it is.
So a ball and a strike. Jensen now at second base, and Kidman at the plate. And the 1-1 pitch. That's a called strike. It's kind of a wide strike zone, but they get the strike call, and it's now 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. That's hit in the air to right field. Scott will have to go back on this one. He's there, makes the catch as the runner does not tag Jensen, and that's 2 outs as Jensen has to stay right there at second base. So 2 outs, and now here's the catcher, Tyson Smith. Smith singled in a couple of runs in the first inning, and he's also lined out and grounded out. 1 for 3 in the game. As Sorensen will bluff back to second base, and hopping back on the bag, trying to keep Jensen close out there with 2 outs. First pitch, he is over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Pitch had a little tail to it, back in toward the right-handed hitter. As the 0-1 offering on the way, as Jensen bounces around out there at second base, Sorensen peeks at him just before coming home, and the pitch is down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Outfield straight away here as they try to get Smith to get out of the inning as a breaking pitch misses outside. 2-1. Tried to get him to chase one off the plate, but he wouldn't bite. Here comes the 2-1 on the way. That's going to be ripped toward left field. That's going to be in for a hit. Coming around third is Jensen. The throw to the plate is going to be just slightly offline and late, and it's going to be a 6-3 game as Smith picks up his 3rd RBI of the day. As the throw comes through to home plate, Smith will move up to second base. So 2 hits in the inning turned into a run, and now here's Sam Swan. Swan is 1 for 2 on the afternoon as well, as he comes up here with 2 outs and a man at second base. And the first pitch to Sam is on the corner at the knees, and it's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch swung on and missed, and now it's 0-2. So Sorensen jumps out in front of Swan 0-2. Now he needs to be able to punch him out and get out of the inning without giving up any further damage, as they're down to about 9 minutes of playing time, but is going to go to the 7th inning anyway with the pitch outside 1-2.
Unless we have a long 2-out rally.
Yeah, unless they get a couple of hits back to back here. Here's the 1-2 on the way. That's thumbed along the right field line. That's going to go foul, and it stays at a ball and 2 strikes. So Smith back to second. New ball for Sorensen. Climbs back up on top of the hill, waiting for Swan to climb back in. Now he's ready. Sorensen sets, and the 1-2. Again, poked foul off the end of the bat, back into the screen right here in front of us, as it stays at 1-2. Now Sorensen ready again, comes back, fastball hit in the air to center. The center fielder, Bowman, has to go back, and he stumbles, and that ball's going to land and now it's going to roll all the way to the wall. As Smith comes home, Swan's going to third, and he'll be in there standing with an RBI triple.
Wow, that was a rocket.
That was a rocket, and that's probably a death nail.
Yeah.
As the second run of the inning, that makes it 7-3. Runner at third base, and now Jackson Christensen up at the plate. As Christensen taking the first pitch, takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Christensen's walk, grounded out, and sacrificed. The 0-1 is on the inside half, and it's 0-2. Now he just needs to stay aggressive and come after him. Don't nibble. Fastball misses down low, 1-2. Good idea, but missed with it. Runner at third base, 2 outs, 2 runners in. As the pitch hit foul back into the screen, again it'll stay at 1-2.
That was yours.
I had it right here. You ever caught a ball at a game?
No, I've always been in front of netting. Everywhere I go, it's always netting.
I'm sorry.
It's unfortunate.
The 1-2 is up high. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Hey, spot up. Let's go.
I've had a lot of pitches get hit right back to me.
Yeah.
And I don't flinch anymore. I go for the catch, but there's always a net.
2-2 pitch. Misses off the plate. Now he runs the count full. So he jumped ahead of Christensen 0-2. And now Christensen runs the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the 3-2 pitch is going to ground ball. That's into left field, base hit, and that's going to bring over another run as Christensen singles in the run. That's the 3rd run of the inning. And it's now 8-3. And now here is Ben Thompson. Thompson's 0 for 1 officially, although he's been hit by a pitch and he's also walked as he takes that pitch away. Ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. So this is not what the Razorbacks wanted to see. A long extended inning. They've been trying to get the 3rd out of the inning now for 5 minutes.
Well, they only got 5 more to get it.
They've only got 5 more.
So I better hurry.
As the pitch over for a strike, and it's 1-1. Problem is, if they give up any more runs, the umpires just might say you're not going to make up that gap either. As that pitch is on the corner, and it's now 1-2. It's a 5-run game after they put up 3 runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. As the pitch is high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Four hits in the inning, 3 runs, runner over at first base, and that ball popped straight up the chute. As Adams throws the mask away, makes the catch, and finally the inning comes to an end as Adams catches that ball in fair ground out in front of home plate. But 3 runs come home on 4 hits. There was no errors and a man left. We'll go to the 7th. It's now the Wolverines 8, Razorbacks 3 on the My Local Radio Network and on the My Local Radio Sports app.
Buying or selling is a simple process if you're working with the right real estate agent. This is Bobby Dalzall, broker with Big Country Properties. We have agents serving both Lincoln and Uintah counties that can assist you with all of your real estate needs. We are the top listing and selling brokerage in the Bridger Valley and strive to be honest, hardworking, and thorough. Whether buying or selling, we make it happen. Call us today at Big Country Properties, 307-782-3556.
I don't know about you, but every time I go to the grocery store, I'm filled with anxiety. Do I have enough money? Meat prices have doubled. How can I ever work on food storage when I can hardly afford food for this week? Wyoming Wild Meats in Lyman is the solution. Weekly specials are posted on Facebook. Beef, pork, chicken for one meal or a mixed order to fill the freezer. You will find quality Gosner cheese and milk products and delicious bread. Because overhead is low, the savings are passed to every customer. Wyoming Wild Meats, offering fresh domestic meats.
Well, just as we thought might happen, the umpires have said, nope, we don't have enough time. and the gap is too big, so they've called the game, and this is a final 8-3. The Wolverines win it. We'll come back with the post-game show coming up right after this on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Fast, fresh, delicious. 3 words that describe your experience every time you enjoy a delicious meal with Jimmy John's. Utilizing the freshest ingredients, home-baked bread, and professional sandwich building skills, the team at Jimmy John's always delivers a mouth-watering sandwich to satisfy any hunger. Jimmy John's. Freaky fast, freaky fresh. Visit any of our locations today in Evanston, Rock Springs, Sheridan, and Gillette.
Precision, the quality, condition, or fact of being exact and accurate.
Precision is important. Scoring the next point, making the perfect shot, getting the best score. And when you think of your dentist, you want precision to be the first word that comes to mind. That's why patients are so pleased with Dr. McKay Frankum. He provides precision family dentistry at reasonable prices to every patient. Dr. McKay Frankum, call today for an appointment.
Call Dr. McKay Frankum at 789-8910.
Western Wyoming Beverages has been proudly owned and operated in Wyoming for over 50 years, providing reliable service, friendly staff, and the nation's top beverage products, including Pepsi. We always strive to be the premier business partner for our customers. Western Wyoming Beverages services Rock Springs, Green River, Jackson, Evanston, Kemmer, Pinedale, Wamsutter, Big Piney, Mountain View, and Lyman. Go Red Devils!
Ready is committed to providing superior services to our customers by requiring individual accountability for excellence in quality, safety, and dependability. We are a growing company that is currently hiring across Wyoming, Colorado, Texas, Nevada, Idaho, and elsewhere. Our valued team members receive competitive wages, full benefits, and weekly pay. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
WattSmart is Rocky Mountain Power's energy efficiency program. WattSmart provides rebates to residential customers for energy efficiency upgrades made around the home. Devices and appliances that use electricity in your home can usually be made more efficient, and that can save you money and energy. When you decide to make upgrades, we have rebates available for you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
Out here, we've always worked remote. Out here, stress usually refers to the pull on a rope. Where a stroll in the city is also a stroll in the great outdoors. Where work is a way of life, and life is good. Out here, the backyards are big, and the deals, they're even bigger. This is Southwestern Wyoming, and it's where you can get the biggest deals on a vehicle you want with plenty of hometown hospitality. Heritage Auto, your hometown dealer with the biggest deals.
Life is made up of moments. We care about those moments as much as you do. We are Modern Woodmen, a fraternal financial services organization, member-owned, not stockholder-run. Since 1883, we've supported families, strengthened communities, and helped people reach their financial goals. From protection to saving to retirement planning, let us help you plan for those special moments in your life.
Well, welcome back here to the post-game show as the umpires call the game after 6 with a 5-run advantage for the Wolverines as they'll go on to win it today by the final score of 8-3. The Wolverines with 8 runs on 10 hits. They commit a couple of errors and left 8 men on base. The Razorbacks scored 3 runs in the top of the first inning and then didn't score again the rest of the game as they put up 3 runs on a total of 7 hits. They had 3 errors, and they left 6 men on base. In relief, it was Jackson Christensen to come in after an inning and plus by the starter Cale Kidman, I should say, and pretty much kept them at bay throughout the rest of the game as he allowed 4 hits and no runs to collect the win, as the loss will go to Derek McCaslin for the Razorbacks. And that is your Freaky Fast recap brought to you by Jimmy John's of Evanston. As we rejoined here And let's talk about our player of the game, as it was Tyson Smith who really came in and had some big hits, including 3 RBIs in the game.
Yeah, he really performed well, and he started off early with a good hit. And I think you just look at that last inning, he was able to continue it, and in some ways made that game a little better for them, as they didn't have to waste pitches in the 7th inning. They were able to just get out of there, and I think that really is a rewarding effort, especially when you're in the 4 slot. You're expected to do a lot, and he performed today.
So Tyson Smith is our Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the game, and we congratulate him, our player of the game. Play of the game was just stretched over about 6 innings worth of work by Jackson Christensen, who stepped in, kind of dropped in with 1 man on and nobody out in the 2nd inning, and went on and just twirled a great game the rest of the way and didn't allow the Razorbacks another run.
Yeah, turns out all he needed to do was change his shoes, and he was ready to go.
Right.
So he was firing on all cylinders, really performed well. And I mean, heck, 3 runs in the top of the 1st, nothing after that. So yeah. Christensen said, I'm going to shut the door and I'm going to do it my way. And man, he sure did. Credit to him. He was great out of the pen. And I mean, this is something for him. He pitched literally a couple days ago. So, I mean, the fact that he was able to pitch a couple of days ago and then come right back here and, I got to be honest, lead them to a semifinal game.
Yeah,
that's pretty incredible.
That is very incredible. As the Wolverines will move on to a semifinal game coming up tomorrow afternoon. So now we turn our attention to the silver bracket, as Stansbury and Wood River will get ready to play back over here at Halliwell. So that game will come up in just a little bit, as we'll have that play-by-play for you coming up in about 30 minutes or so, as they're getting the field ready right now. That is game 4 of 5 on the day here at Halliwell Field. For Chase Andrews, I'm Dan Hubbard. Thanks for listening. We're back with the game between Stansbury and Wood River coming up in just a few minutes. So keep it here on the My Local Radio Sports Network. Have a great afternoon, everybody.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of MyLocalRadio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC. No portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC. Thank you for joining us for this sports presentation on MyLocalRadio.com.